got to tie in with the literature review that you've done and your introduction. What you said in your introduction.
Is it, will it be quite repetitive though?
No, it won't. It won't be. It's just like a compliment. Your introduction. Yes. Okay.
So is it 2,000 words roughly, literature review, 8,000 for the rest? Or
I would
I was
say.
just looking, you like, not almost.
I would say, as an average, between 2,000 and 3,000 for
Yeah.
literature review. I would say, yes. Like, let me just give you an example.
Does that sit at the front of the dissertation then?
What?
So you've got your literature review and your dissertation, and they sit together, or is it two separate?
No, they're together. The same document.
Yeah, that's right.
You're writing a little book. Right. Let me just show you, for example. Right. Is that PDF? No, it's words. Good. 3,000 words, which is about right for a literature review.
Is there a particular font size that you need to use?
Sorry?
Is there a standard font size? And
No, that's fine. That's fine. This is actually Arial.
Arial, so.
Yes.
Yeah, so the one that we've got to hand in
Yes.
in December, which is brief literature review, 1 to 4 videos, that's just like an overview.
This is just overview that you can use it in your final submission.
Right.
Because
okay.
we're going to look at that, we're going to mark it for you, give our opinions on it, give feedback on it, and you've got to consider your feedback, yes, when you actually write the final one.
This brief one then?
It's a brief one together with a brief methodology.
Yeah,
So
so
you don't-
is that still going, is that going to be marked in the unit?
10%.
10%,
Okay? 10%.
Do you need to do the actual methodology, actually need to carry it out then for December or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to carry
Just a
out what
brief
your measurements-
methodology. Brief methodology.
No, I mean, say if you like do measurements on site or anything, you need to have that done by December or not?
What do you mean?
No, no.
As you were saying about the guy taking the readings
No, this is
No.
actually after.
after, yeah, okay.
Until December, you tell me that I am going to use this method. It's
Right,
not
okay.
that. Right? Okay. That's it. Right. So it's about 3,000 words, which is about right. It's actually like a third of your dissertation literature review. As a rule of thumb. Yes? As a rule of thumb, should be about the third of your dissertation literature review. But now, like, when you submit in December, it still be incomplete. Just give me the guidelines, just like the headlines, yeah? What you are going to use. I'm going to use John Smith's 1999 did that, whatever, like, in comparison, So these are very, very important, and with all the references, they're very, very important. Okay, right. Let me just show you another good example. Just switch that one because I need to actually hide the names. It's actually no good for the GDPR. I shouldn't actually show the names. But I'll show you really a very, very good one. Yeah, I think you read the name on that one, but it doesn't matter. Okay, you don't know the guy.
Miss one.
You don't know the girl. I know that. Okay. a good one. That's a first class one, actually. Zero carbon homes. Right? Now, this is actually a very broad title, isn't it? Yes? But the researcher or the author narrowed it down to how industry must change its approach to home design. So she was actually concentrating on the design side of it. Yeah? All right? So this is actually the title of it. That's the abstract. Yeah? Which is about half a page. Like, if you want actually the word count for that, it's about 250 words, which is about right. Yeah? For an abstract, yes? 300, 200, 200 to 300, it's fine for an abstract. Yeah? Okay. Acronyms, abbreviations, you have to always actually include them after the abstract. Because the reader, if I'm giving it to somebody who doesn't know anything about building services, to just read it, to learn from it, is not familiar with SIBSI, for example, or BRE, yeah? Okay? You probably know it, but they don't know it. Yes? EPC, Energy Performance Certificate, you know it already. Some people don't know it. Some people do. Okay? So, this is important as well. Nomenclature and symbols as well. If you're using like any calculation, like kilowatts, kilowatt hour, yes, meter squared, Pascal, Kelvin, kilowatt, watts, kilogram, carbon dioxide, CO2, and 2 is always a subscript. It's not a superscript. A lot of people on that dissertation, they put it as superscript, which is wrong. The chemical formula of that is CO sub 2. Okay? It's not super 2. I've seen it. Have you seen it? With a 2 on the top, right? That's not a chemical a formula for carbon dioxide. And obviously pound sterling, because the guy here did financial analysis as well. Yes? As well as technical. It was really a good dissertation, very, very beefy, right? And very now, don't look at that, because if you actually remove that 6,000 now appendices, yeah? Okay, so the appendices will be excluded from the word count. Okay? And then you've got the table of content. I'm sure if you are actually good at words, you can actually do it. Yes? It'll do it automatically. As you change the title of chapter 2, it'll change automatically. You know how to do it, don't you? Yes? Okay? List of tables. If you've got tables, if you've got figures, you can see this is a good one. Yeah? So it's quite, you're impressed from the first glance at it. First glance, you're impressed. Well, you know, I've got a proper thing here to look at. Yes? Well, obviously, first impression is that. But then you look at the content as well. Okay. List of tables. List of figures as well. Make note of all these, okay? because if you've got figures, and I'm sure you will have, tables, and I'm sure you will have as well. Yeah? Then you've got the introduction. Look at this introduction. This chapter provides context straight away. You know what this chapter is all about? Yeah? Don't beat about the bush, just straight to the point. And an objective. Okay. Now the author here, he combined all of them together, but you can understand how this is actually done. Alright? You can understand. Background theory. Always you need to give a background. The background will explore or will actually show clearly what the problem is in the background. Yes? I know some other people, they actually wrote here, their problem, which is actually the subject of your research. Because you're always actually looking at a problem, aren't you? Yes? Yeah? There's background here, so you've got the background. Talking about laws there. So this is actually 1.2, 1.2.1. Always be systematic and methodical like that. Yeah? So that means that actually sub belongs to that. Okay? Or sub, or sub. You can always have that. Yeah? Alright? Another sub, energy performance of building directive. Global warming. You need to actually put the reader, right? Okay? In the picture. What are you trying to do? Based on what? Yeah? What's the problem? Need to be clear about the problem. Energy security. Look at that. That's really great scope of work. Yeah? Content. But in the introduction, you tell me about the content. What is coming next? What do I expect next in that book that you've written? That's what I call core theories. Yes? So introduction is linked to literature review. Literature review is linked to methodology. Methodology is linked to the results and discussion. And conclusion, I'm wrapping it up. So the conclusion will wrap up your whole work. Yeah? Okay. Now, what's missing in here? Conclusion. You should have wrote, like I said, she. Okay. And the researcher, yeah, should have included a conclusion. So you lose some marks for that. Then literature review. Legislation, always a literature review. If there are any legislation, you need to include that. You can see the extract here, or the extract. You can see here the citation. That's not actually considered to be plagiarism at all, because that's important and you need to use it. Yeah? But don't actually just like, you know, lift something and put it in your literature review without citation, as if this is actually your own work. That's plagiarism. Yeah? If you actually put it through Turnitin, and it's just like, you know, says like, you know, Turnitin like, you know, 30% or 35%, but it's mostly quotes, that's not plagiarism. Yeah? And there is no threshold on the Turnitin. Could be 50%, but most of it is relevant, and I've actually cited everything. Yeah? And I've actually, for my critical analysis purposes and for my comparison, yeah, it's important. So, but don't actually lift something without citation, or don't actually just like, you know, rephrase an idea. That's plagiarism. Got an idea, rephrase it without any citation, so the reader will actually pick it up and say, well, this is plagiarism, because you plagiarized an idea. Agreed? Yeah? Okay? Carry on. Critical analysis, talk about EPC, talk about laws and measures, directives, all these are in place with relation to homes. Talking about notional homes, sustainable homes, zero carbon homes, these ZCH, energy efficiency, all these are like, you know, documentation. Yeah? And legislation. Talk about the energy, you can see the researcher used a lot of recent publications. Yeah? Okay. More than 10 years probably can be iffy unless you're using a textbook. Textbook is a theory, isn't it? Yes? So, like a theory, like, you know, Q equals MC delta T, right? It's been going on for 100 years. Yeah? See what I mean? For example, yeah? But say, for example, like, you know, in terms of the research, in terms of the development in technology, yeah? Don't make it more than 10 years old. Try to make it really quite recent. Within 5 years is excellent. As you can see here. And that was submitted in 2015-16. So that is quite recent, isn't it? Yeah? At the time, that is 2 years old. Yeah? So it is actually recent. Try to make it as recent as possible. Okay? A lot of work has been done in terms of the research. Let's actually have a look at the number of words in here. And that literature review. Again, to give you an idea of how much you need to put in this particular chapter, because it's actually the third of your dissertation. As a rule of thumb, conclusions. So in this chapter, there was a conclusion. Just less than 3,000 words. You see, the rule of thumb is working, yeah? 2,911 words, yeah? So the rule of thumb is working. So between actually 2,500 and 3,000, is acceptable. Alright? Methodology. Now, let's see what kind of methodology they used. A mixture of research methods. You can use mixture. You can use quantitative or qualitative.
Or both.
Or either. Doesn't matter. Yeah? As long as you get results in the end. Mixture of research methods were employed within this study. That's the method.